Divisions within the ANC continue to play out publicly. The move to have former Northwest Premier Supra Mahumapelo suspended has been temporarily reversed. Senior reporter Siphamandla Goge caught up with Mahumapelo about the current situation in the province after Premier-Elect Bushy Maape was sworn in as a member of the provincial legislature on Wednesday. Siphamandla joins us now for that. Spa, any comments from Supra Mahumapelo about his suspension? What's he saying?
Well, he says he feels vindicated. It's something he was expecting. He says the charges in the first place were very flimsy and fictional. It's something that he was not expecting because he was accused of going around addressing ANC structures. But he says he was invited by the ANC Women's League ahead of the elections. He needed to go and do some organizational work to campaign for the ANC, where he was invited to come and participate. He says the way he was charged and effectively found guilty and his membership was suspended for 5 years. He says, well, that was unfair procedurally, and he's not surprised now that the higher structure, the National Disciplinary Committee of the ANC, has basically sent his matter back to the Provincial Disciplinary Committee of the ANC in the Northwest to say procedurally you did not do justice to this matter, so therefore re-look at it. If you want to start afresh, of course you can, but for now everything is suspended. So Supra Mahumapelo has emerged victorious, and he says it's something he was expecting. However, he's of the view that it may not be over because the interim provincial committee of the ANC has indicated that he remains suspended, which is bizarre because that determination will have to be made by the provincial disciplinary committee as the structure that did charge him. But according to the National Disciplinary Committee, he was not given a fair trial or a disciplinary process. So he says for now he's vindicated, but he will await to hear from the provincial structure moving forward. Let's take a listen.
I really don't know what comrades here in the province were trying to do, to be honest, because we're in a campaign of a by-election in Maretsane village, Ward 10, for the African National Congress. We're doing door-to-door, addressing people, and I was invited by the ANC Women's League to address women who have been roped by the ANC Women's League. And from nowhere then we got letters to go and appear before the DC last year. I don't know why comrades chose that route, because procedurally in the ANC, and more than procedure, politically, if there are such issues, what you do is you call the comrades consent. And you say, comrades, we can see you are participating in the elections, you are addressing people, you are doing door-to-door and so on, but we've got some discomforts relating to how you may be doing that well, so that we can discuss it at the comradely level and maybe resolve it. And if it's not resolvable, you can then resort to taking disciplinary action. But I don't know how they were going to succeed in charging people for doing door-to-door.
What about Spa, what he's been accused of, sowing divisions within the party?
It's something he denies. He says if that is the case, those divisions will be long gone now that he was removed in 2018, whether as the former chairperson of the ANC in this province of the Northwest or as the former premier. He's no longer occupying any leadership position in the province. If he was sowing divisions, then things will be normal now. There will be stability, peace and unity. But that is not the case in the Northwest. So he says that is not entirely true. He has never sowed any divisions in the province. In fact, he says he has asked his fellow comrades to come on board to work together to ensure that there is peace, stability and unity within the ANC in the province. He told eNCA that he even suggested to the interim provincial committee of the ANC that there has to be a lekgotla whereby the IPC together with Supra Mahumapelo will go to various regions in this province and address structures of the ANC to preach for unity. But he says his suggestion was not accepted. He's of the view that he's still available to find a political solution, because you can never have a political solution in the Northwest without Supra Mahumapelo. He remains a dominant political player even though he no longer occupies any leadership position. Let's take a listen to him responding to those allegations.
The difficulty of the DC is that you are unable to go into the details of and the cracks of the political issues because you must focus on the constitution, procedural issues and so on. Politically, I would want to sit down with those comrades and understand the allegation they are making of sowing divisions. I'm saying I was invited by the ANC Women's League and I honored the invitation because the ANC had to win those particular by-elections. And the ANC won the by-elections with an increased percentage. Now, if you do ANC work, and maybe they were not aware of what I was doing, it's not my problem. If the ANC Women's League did not inform the ANC, it is a problem of the ANC Women's League as an autonomous structure that works within the broader confines of the African National Congress. But it is an unnecessary thing which they did. But of course, if they want to continue with it, it's okay. We will meet in the DC. We are ready any day, anytime.
Siphamandla, what are his views of the recent developments in the Northwest? Job Mokoro's removal and Bushy Maape as Premier-Elect?
Well, he says the whole transition and the whole leadership change in the Northwest was handled in a very bad manner that has put the party into disrepute. He says the way the interim provincial committee of the ANC handled it was very embarrassing to the ANC itself. Well, he doesn't have much views on Bushy Maape except to reiterate that he continues to accuse him as one of the people who were ringleaders in his removal. He says in 2018, Bushy Maape organized a group of people to protest against Supra Mahumapelo to have him removed. So he has wished him good luck. He says now he's being rewarded for that 2018 action of his to have Supra removed. But when it comes to Prof. Job Mokoro, he denies allegations that one of the alleged sins of the former premier was that he was quote-unquote captured by Supra and he became a Supra Mahumapelo man. That's why he had to go, among other things. So Supra says he never spoke to Prof. Mokoro for 2 years. Ever since he left office in 2019, he never spoke to the former premier in any capacity. So he denies that he captured the former premier. He also says, well, for Bushy Maape, he can only wish him well.